Hello, and welcome to this Price a Job tutorial. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the Armstrong Ceilings module in Price a Job. To access the Armstrong Ceilings module, navigate to the Internal Finishes category under the Module toolbar, and select Armstrong Ceiling. And click Create. To get a better look, let's expand the sketch pane to full screen, and zoom in. Armstrong ceilings are common in commercial or office spaces. You'll recognize them from this photo here. In estimating the installation of an Armstrong ceiling, it's important first to select the shape. We have a variety of shapes to choose from here, starting with square, L-shaped, or T-shaped. To simplify things, let's start with a square shape. Within the sketch, the black lines are the main runners, and these 1200 bars and 600 bars are the cross T's, indicated in blue and green. The perimeter rail is red. To start with, we'll set the size, and we can input the length here. Let's say 6 meters, which is 6,000 millimeters. And that automatically updates our sketch. Alternatively, we can input anywhere where the digits are indicated in black, and we can type directly into the sketch. So let's update that to 4 meters. And we'll set our width by 2500. We have additional settings here for horizontal and vertical offsets, and we can use this to make our tiles more symmetrical. So for example, currently our horizontal offset is relatively symmetrical, left to right. However, our vertical offset could use some adjustment. So we'll click on the vertical offset here, and then use the slider. And when we get those tiles to a midpoint that seems pleasing, there. And we can adjust that as necessary. The system automatically calculates all the spacing for us. We want to be careful in adjusting these that the bars do not touch the wall. Now let's change our ceiling plan to a L-shaped layout, and we can adjust our short length and short width as necessary. These are also indicated here in the main stage. And to maintain a symmetry, we'll readjust our vertical offset. Now we can also choose to set the direction of our main bar. Currently it is set for horizontal, but here we can change it to vertical if we wish. And since that changed the placement of the vertical bars, we can now adjust the horizontal offset to keep the symmetry. There. The system automatically calculates the length and quantity of each component needed, including the perimeter bars, the main runners, the 1200 cross T's, and the 600 cross T's. If you wish to, you can increase or decrease these amounts as needed. For example, we may want to add 1 to each to account for any wastage. Under the tiles stage, we can select the boards that we choose to use, and a factor of 10% is automatically added in for wastage, as these are quite fragile, but you can increase this if necessary. And you can see with a 20% wastage that 12 square meters will be required to cover an area of 10. Now all these quantities have been calculated using a square tile, and these are 600 millimeters square. However, if we choose, we can also opt for a rectangular tile, which is double wide, 600 millimeters by 1200 millimeters. And when we do so, all the 600 millimeter cross T's are reduced to 0 and removed from our sketch pane. And our tile selection now changes to an assortment of 1200 by 600 millimeter tiles. Our sketch is drawn to scale and suitable for printing, which is a useful tool for the builders on site. If we close the sketch pane, we can see in our estimate pane that each stage has been itemized with materials and labor, and a nicely written description has been automatically generated. If we have more than one area to install a ceiling on, we can change the title of this area to Main Office, and then duplicate our module and retitle this one Study, and adjust the shape and the measurements. And the rest of our settings are preserved, so we have a matching ceiling in both rooms. If we look in the Reports tab, we can see that Price a Job has created a nicely detailed quote for our client, and we can include all of our materials, labor, and cost breakdowns, or provide just a simple quote with the descriptions and the grand totals. And that's how to use the Armstrong Ceiling module. Thank you for using Price a Job.